Full disclosure, I've only watched a single episode of The Mandalorian in my entire life to date. It doesn't mean that I won't watch it. I'm that broken soul that when things are popular, I immediately don't pay attention to them until the hubbub stops. I don't know why I'm like this, but I'm totally like this. I did this with Game of Thrones. I did this with, like, when I was a kid, Simon and Garfunkel, because all the cool kids in my school liked Simon and Garfunkel, so I had to hate it without even knowing what the hell I was talking about, right? So the point is, I don't have a frame of reference. I'm not an expert on what Gina, what's her name, brought to the character, brought to the story. I don't know anything about it. I'm also not familiar with them as an actor. I don't care. I've never cared. And I shouldn't have to care, except that people keep making it a thing on Facebook right now. Lucasfilm decided to fire her for some objectionable things she said, and people are like, freaking out, and they're using cancel culture. And you know what? I'll show you what it's like. Let me just start up my right-wing filter here. One sec. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, testing. Excellent. There's this brand new scary thing that is totally brand new and absolutely real. It's called cancel culture, and it was invented by George Soros and an unknown cabal of powerful leftists as a way for leftists and pedophiles to control you, the regular, average, everyday person. We have never seen anything like this before. What it boils down to is this. If you say anything that affects some hyper-leftist, pinko, non-binary, gender floopsy, globulous sexual activist, even things like Merry Christmas, anything slightly less left than an absolute and tacit agreement with their totalitarian Stalinist regime, you will lose your job, lose your house, lose your family, and lose your entire life, and there is no recourse for you whatsoever. It is a brutal censorship campaign that the demagogues on the left support because freedom isn't important to them. These so-called progressives talk about freedom, but they absolutely hate freedom, and anyone who speaks out against them will be canceled.
I think you get what I'm going for here. This is not a new thing. I don't know why everyone's pretending that it's a new thing. It's not a leftist tactic. All of modern society has been doing this like for fucking ever. Calling for someone to be fired or boycotting products or whatever for saying things that we didn't like. That's who we are as a society. Like, everyone does that. The right, the left, the center. It's always, boycott this and fire that person. That shit happens all the time. The difference entirely is how it's being labeled. Right? We're talking about controlling the narrative. I can't help but think back to a different time, an earlier time. A simpler time. The year was 2015, and the Campbell's Soup people had the audacity to show two dads who were obviously
queer gay homos that do butt sex. And get this, they were both dads to the same kid, gaily gaying up some poor innocent child with their filthy agenda that gay people were actually human and could in fact be parents to a child. The gayness of it all.
Like, this stuff happens all the time, right? Big companies absolutely love releasing progressively themed videos or advertisements or wrapping their products in the LGBTQ flag or Black Lives Matter or they love to latch on to these popular movements and exploit them, and that's what it is, right? They know that whatever they are releasing is going to be championed, or at least they think that it's going to be championed by progressives and demonized by the right wing, because that's good business. It's a tactic, and it's effective because progressive thought is growing, which means that progressive dollars are something that companies won't accord. And, not for nothing, but right-wing dollars are not really the focus of a Campbell's Soup, right? Now, naturally, the right wing flipped out. 1 million moms, which is not made up of 1 million moms, absolutely lost their shit. I found this report from the Huffington Post, and I'll quote it here, but I'm not putting in a link because fuck the HuffPo. In a post on its website, 1 Million Moms members argued that Campbell's is attempting to desensitize viewers with the clip. Obviously, Campbell's is sending the message that homosexual men are raising children whom they wouldn't have if a woman wasn't involved. And they are okay with it, 1 Million Moms wrote.
Friends, we have got to boycott Campbell's Soup, or the gays will win, and your child will be forced to gay sex all the gays. It's a rainbow-colored death cult whose only goal is to destroy the family and convert everyone into gay homo queers so that all of human life is made in factories, like in Brave New World. This is the LGBTQ whatever agenda.
And that's just one example off the top of my head. You know, they're still out there fighting the good fight, right? Let's take a look at their webpage and see what it says. All right, 1 Million Moms. What do we have here? GM's Super Bowl ad is irresponsible. That's from just a few days ago. American Girl's 2021 Girl of the Year book includes lesbian storyline. And eHarmony ad attempts to normalize sin. Like, they're still at it, and they're, happy to take your money. Let us know when you find trash in the media. If you see questionable material in the media, submit a report, and we will take it from there. Copy. I said this cancel culture thing isn't new, and it isn't. Like, before I was born, and I'm what you call fuck off old, there was this fella named Joseph McCarthy. Maybe you've heard of him. He made a political career canceling people he suspected of being communists or gay because the gays were uniquely susceptible to communism, or if they weren't secret pinkos, they were likely to be blackmailed for their horrifying gayness, which, again, means people at the time would be canceled if word of their being gay was known. And no, for the record, McCarthy was not the head of the House Committee of Un-American Activities. That's a common mistake and a conflagration that isn't accurate, but that activity was definitely hand in hand with what he was working on. They were fighting the same fight, and they canceled a fuck of a lot of people way back in the 50s and 60s. The term cancel culture is, it's a bullshit rehash of what we've always fucking done. Being offended by somebody or something somebody said or did or tweeted or calling for their jobs, that's not new. The term allows them to frame it in that way, though. When the right calls for a boycott or someone to lose their job, they're standing up for American values. They're protecting Western society. They're standing up to the godless horde of leftists and atheists and communists. When we do it, it's cancel culture. So what did Gina do? Like, I said before, I don't know her character. I don't know her motivations. I didn't even know she was a really real person until just a few days ago when the entire Facebook land decided I had to care about this. I've seen the image she shared, and I've seen sort of some of the talking points on either side. To me, I don't really see that image as Nazi rhetoric. I see it as tacky conservative martyrdom, which is not worse than, I almost said worse than Nazi rhetoric, but no, it's not. It's more annoying to me personally right now, the amount of conservative martyrdom I'm seeing, but it's not the same thing. And when I say conservative martyrdom, I mean this.
The violent leftist mob are busy burning down the entire world. If you disagree with them, they will murder your family in front of you. You can't even say Donald Trump's holy name for fear of some kind of immediate unemployment reprisal. They're the real fascists, and we, the simple, kind conservatives, trying to protect this glorious nation and our white identity from their filth. You know who we are in this analogy.
That is just gross. I mean, you hear about cultural appropriation. Can we not just all agree that unless your group are actually actively being herded into death camps, comparing yourselves to Holocaust-era Jews is suffering appropriation or something? Saying that you can't punch Nazis because then you're the Nazi is absolute bullshit, because it's another double standard. These are people who support the Proud Boys and the Boogaloos and Patriot Prayer, actual violent groups that use actual violence to quash their detractors. But some leftist punches Richard fucking Spencer in the mouth, and all of a sudden the left is the real violence gang. Bullshit. It's called controlling the narrative, and the right are really good at it. We have to stop letting them spread that kind of doublespeak, you know? Gina What's-Her-Name got fired from a job. She will be fine. She will not wind up homeless. She will not wind up destitute. She has not been canceled. Lucasfilm isn't Antifa. How can you even unironically say that cancel culture is a thing and also scream for boycotts of Lucasfilm? I just don't even get it.